In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of Tres, Quatro, Cinco Extra Anejo right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello, welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of Tres, Quatro, Cinco. I have to hold the bottle like this because it's pretty long. Tres, Quatro, Cinco Extra Anejo. This tequila, this Extra Anejo, is only there's only an Extra Anejo in this particular brand, and it comes out of NOM 1146, which is the same that makes the Autonom Selección 1146. They also make Don Fulano, they make Cierto, and they make a bunch of really good tequila. They do a great job. Now, the distillery is run by Enrique Fonseca. He's a fantastic agavero and tequilero. He grows all the agave that they use for this up in his rancho in the Los Altos region of Jalisco, and they truck it down to the distillery in the Valle in Tequila. The name of the distillery is actually La Tequilena. So they truck it down to La Tequilena, and then they cook these perfectly grown agave using a low-pressure autoclave. After they're done cooking in the autoclave, they then extract the sugars using a roller mill. After the sugars are extracted, they're then fermented in stainless steel tanks, and then it is twice distilled and barreled for 3, 4, or 5 years of time. That's why it's called the Tres, Quatro, Cinco, because 30% of the mixture for this particular Extra Anejo is three-year aged Extra Anejo. 40% is 4-year aged Extra Anejo, and 30% is 5-year aged Extra Anejo. So it has 3, 4, and 5-year-old Extra Anejo blended together to create the flavor profile for this tequila. All right, so now you know how it's made. Let's get into the tasting portion and see what this tequila is all about. All right, so let's get into the tasting portion and see what this tequila is all about. First, I want to show you the bottle in this. The bottle is ridiculous. Now, if you're planning on ordering this online, I would think twice about it because with this long neck, they have a tendency of breaking and being delicate. So if they don't pack this right, you're going to get a broken bottle sent to you. So there's a lot of places that won't ship these because of how delicate the neck is, because it does have this extended neck. I know I bought this in Mexico and brought it back with me, and I had to be really careful on how I put it in my suitcase to bring it back to make sure that nothing else was going to hit it or touch it so it won't break, because this will break. But then also on the bottom of the bottle, they have this really cool like orb agave thing with the blue thing in the middle. It's really cool. So it's a really pretty bottle, really nice presentation. And then they have this topper that comes attached to the bottle. It comes with an artificial cork, so this doesn't leak, and it's taped pretty good. But I wouldn't trust it in a box because that came up pretty easily, and you don't want a $400 tequila leaking, because a lot of places too don't cover if your bottle leaks, because some of these aren't sealed very well from the beginning. So if you're thinking about getting this, I think about buying it directly from a retail store and getting it that way and bringing it home, and that way you don't have to risk it breaking. But it also has this crystal top that will replace this artificial cork top here for a really nice bottle to sit on your bar, on your mantle, or wherever you store your really cool tequila bottles. All right, so there you go. So let's pour a little bit in the glass now and take a look at this. Now, one of the things about Enrique Fonseca is he is a master at blending. Like the 1146, the Autonom Selección 1146, that's blended. And they blend different barrels together to create these really beautiful flavor profiles. And that's one of the things they're really well known for, is their blending and aging. And if you've ever seen the Fuente Seca aged expressions too. They can be very expensive, but they're really, really good. And they always make sure too that the agave is present, which is good. But I've been to the distillery, and I picked this up when I was at the distillery one of the times I went. So looking at this in the glass, it coats the glass beautifully. You get legs and tears coming down for days there. Let's see if you can get it in focus. There you go. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Looking at the tequila in the glass. Clear, but a nice deep amber color to it. Looks beautiful. Nothing wrong with that at all. You can tell it's going to be viscous on the mouthfeel because of how well it coats the glass there. I love looking at the tears on that. Look at that. It takes a while for it to... Look at that. Yeah, that looks beautiful. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this one. Ooh. That's really nice. So I still get a little bit of cinnamon and baking spices. I get like a nice rich cherry note coming through. Like a sweet apricot, even plum, vanilla, dark chocolate, and butterscotch. Nothing additive wise in it at all. It smells like a really nicely aged tequila. They don't use additives at 1146 anyways. They don't believe in that stuff. You don't have to worry about any additives coming out of 1146. It smells really, really good. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. I haven't had any tequila yet today, so excuse me for a sec while I acclimate in my mouth to tequila. To acclimate it to 40%, 43% alcohol. Now this retails right now. I've seen it on stores for anywhere from like $400 to $600. But again, I wouldn't buy it online just because how fragile the neck is on that. It could end up breaking on you, and then you don't know whether the retailer is going to be good enough about replacing it or not, because it is an expensive bottle. And if it breaks, it's going to be up to them to replace it. So there's a lot of places that won't ship it. All right, so let's try it now. Coats the mouth beautifully. Get a nice cinnamon and baking spices presence up front. Has a nice tart cherry kind of note to it. Some definitely some apricot. A little bit of woody bitterness in there. Some dark chocolate, butterscotch. And you can pick up some of the alcohol that's coming from the, it's almost like, there's almost like a scotch dryness in it. It's really nice. This is a really nice extra anejo. It's definitely a little different than what I was really expecting from the nose. But it's delicious. And one of the things about a tequila like this too is while the first taste here, I'm sure it's not representing itself the best that it could. Sometimes these benefit a lot from just letting them open up a little bit. So I'm sure if I revisit this here in a couple of days, it'll give me a little better profile. But so far, it's really good. I'd enjoy it. I'd recommend it. I'd give it a strong 4 agave. So if you were thinking about getting it, and would I spend $400 for? Yeah, I'd spend $400 for this. It's really good, but it wouldn't be something that I'm going to buy a lot. I'd buy it maybe once and then keep it for special sips to enjoy. It's delicious. It's worth it, and it's different. It doesn't taste like every other extra anejo out there too. So that's a big plus. Where if you're looking for something a little different, I am picking up like a Scotch note from it, as well as some other alcohol notes coming through. So it's definitely got the presence of some other alcohols in it from the barrels, and it's delicious. So there you go. If you like the information I share with you in this video, make sure you click the thumbs up and give me a like. If you're new to the channel, bienvenido, welcome. And we'd love to have you become part of the Tequila Hombre community and family. So make sure you click that subscribe button right there and the notification bell next to it. And we'd love to have you come and comment on videos and participate in our live streams and become part of the Tequila Hombre community here. It's a very great community, lots of really knowledgeable and friendly people that share a passion in agave spirits. And until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So if you want to pick up a bottle of Tres, Quatro, Cinco Extra Anejo, I'd recommend it. Salud. Bye, guys.